We learned yesterday about a man by the name of Caleb who was especially set apart by God because he wholly followed the Lord. I want to show you something else very special about this man today. In Joshua chapter 14, verses 10 through 12. Caleb is speaking here, and here's what he says. And now behold, the Lord has kept me alive, just as he said these 45 years since the time that the Lord spoke his word to Moses, while Israel walked in the wilderness. And now behold, I am this day 85 years old. I am still as strong today as I was in the day when Moses sent me. My strength now is as my strength was then, for war and for going and coming. So now give me this hill country, of which the Lord spoke on that day. For you heard on that day how the Anakim were there, with the great fortified cities. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I shall drive them out, just as the Lord said. So what do we see here in the life of this great man of God? We see this, that he was as strong 45 years later as he was the day that God promised him he would enter the promised land. Now remember, they wandered for 45 years. They now had battled in the land of Canaan for 5 years. And it's at this point, he's now 85 years old. You would think he would say, you know what? I've done my duty. I fought my battles. Let somebody else go in and fight. But not Caleb. He knew he was as strong then as he was 45 years before. How can that be? How can somebody 85 years old be as strong as a 40-year-old? The answer is in their own strength, they can't. But let me give you a hint of why he was so strong. The Apostle Paul said this in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 10. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. You know why Caleb was as strong 45 years later as he was the day that God made the promise? Because he was never depending on his own strength. It wasn't about his ability. It wasn't about what he could do. It was the realization that God had given them the land and told them to go in and take it, and he believed that if he wholly followed the Lord, God could do it, not Caleb. You don't have to be strong when your strength is in the Lord. And today, this is a wonderful example for all of us. May we remember that our strength is not in what we can conjure up from within our own abilities, but our strength is when we are waiting on the Lord. When we're at our weakness, God is at his strongest. And we need to trust him, wait on him, and like Caleb, we too can remain strong.